Safety first. As per the last census, the Indian workforce is over 400 million strong. By 2024, that number could very well cross 600 million, a 39.1% of the total Indian population. Over 42% work in heavy industries, use heavy machines, cope industrial hazards. A 17% of India's GDP comes from manufacturing industries. Safety is the first aid of the uninjured. Safety tops all the priorities in industrial sector. Worldwide, we have 340 million occupational accidents and 160 million victims of work-related illnesses annually. 6,000 die every day. Safety is a challenge. Be it any industry, organization, or an employee, everyone needs to be safe. Humans do, machines do. Industrial safety parameters are getting complex with each passing day. Elimination of industrial hazards is a dire necessity. Prevention of work-related injury is a prerequisite. Ask Abhinav Dar, a manager from one of the Fortune 100 companies, who lost his employee to a fatal industrial accident. His workers lost morale. His company lost productivity by 20%. Questions stare right into our eyes. How to be safe? What is the solution? Who can keep us safe? Well, maybe God can, but we try too. We provide solutions. We help keep the industry safe and give you round-the-clock visibility of your assets. Maybe God can, but we try too. We provide solutions. We help keep the industry safe and give you round-the-clock visibility of your assets. We are the Hacklab Solutions. We follow a 360-degree approach, considering all the three dimensions of safety implementation: management, machines, and workers. With advancement of AI, next-gen automation is all about machines and humans coexisting, each taking care of the other. Our aim, hence, is safety for productivity. We use IoT hardware integration with sharp AI edge processing, real-time environment monitoring, data insights, and worker safety profiling. We estimate risk, employ professionals, analyze scenarios, and provide solutions. Our systems can predict failures, warn you, and take action. Our suite of tracker products cater to major Fortune 500 companies and several industrial sectors ranging from FMCG, logistics, mining to metals, and manufacturing. Our safety product verticals include collision avoidance system, pedestrian alert system, AI-based compliance monitoring, safety interlocks, and smart traffic management system. Our security product verticals include tracker tags, smart tracker cam, tracker PA system. We have been recognized as the best Indian startup in the automation domain by Technovation Awards conducted by India Electronics and Semiconductor Association, IESA. We won the award for the Best Company and Innovation Showcase category by SIC IT Kanpur. We have gained trust of clients like Unilever, ITC, Hindalco Industries, and top Fortune 500 companies availing our products and services.
Of Hacklab podcast, where we explore the transformative power of safety in industries. Today, we are diving deep into the intersection of leadership and academia to understand how they collectively shape safety practices. Our guest for today is Professor Dr. O.B. Krishna, Chair Professor at the Center of Excellence in Safety Engineering and Analytics at IIT Kharagpur. With over 37 years of experience in engineering, manufacturing, and safety management. A PhD graduate from IIT Kharagpur, he began his career at Tata Steel, where he implemented safety systems during major expansions and led corporate operations across India and Southeast Asia. As a consultant for DuPont, he contributed to safety frameworks for global industries. A former faculty at IIT Kharagpur, Dr. Krishna is also a member of World Steel and an avid golfer. Thank you, sir, for joining today. We are also joined by Mr. Ganesh, who is an independent safety consultant and leadership coach, and Mr. Vikram Rastogi, who is the founder of Hacklab Solutions. So, get ready for an insightful conversation packed with stories, data points, and actionable takeaways to inspire a safer tomorrow. Now we can begin our conversation, and I would request Ganesh sir to start.
Sure. Thanks for a very good introduction, Amber. I want to add a few more things, which is very important for us as well as for our audience to know. It is very rare to get somebody who is a blend of many things which is required for safety. Mr. Obi Krishna is not from the safety to start with. He is a strong operating engineer. He has held very senior positions in Tata Steel, and during his operations career, he has done many things in operations related to safety, but not as a safety person. Then he was handpicked by the organization. In a very senior leadership position, he was moved horizontally to lead safety, which is very unique, and it didn't happen in 2024. So he goes back to probably one among those early people who moved from operations to safety. That's a very good thing. He qualifies because of that to be helping many other people. Second, he had a pretty decently long stint in safety, and during the engagement of that safety in Tata Steel, he transformed the organization's culture, which is unique, which is very different. I have mental pictures of what it was in 2003, 2004, my early days exposure to in 2016, my later days exposure. Huge transformation was possible because of one individual, that is Obi Krishna. And that lot of credit for whatever he did there. Then he didn't stop there. Many people stop there at the time of retirement and they want to go and enjoy their life. What he did is he went ahead and did a PhD in an area related to safety. During our discussions, we can understand more from him how that transformation happened. He's been mentioned by many people in the industry as a benchmark example of contributing back to society after a professional career. And he's extended his contributions by going to academics. And today, academics need maybe 1,000 Obi Krishna, if not 10,000 Obi Krishna in India. That is what in my earlier podcast also we were discussing, how academics should help change the industry in safety, and Obi is becoming a benchmark for that. So it is such a rich person, and I am privileged to be here in the podcast, linking Hacklab and Obi sitting here. Obi, I would like you to narrate your personal experience with respect to safety and how it happened over the long period.
See, as Ganesh told, I was a business head doing the steel plant equipment design, manufacturing, and action, which is a profit center. I was the executive in charge for that. I associated with designers, manufacturing, all these things. Then I moved to maintenance of Tata Steel. I was maintenance head. In 2004, Tata Steel acquired Chorus, a steel plant which is 4 or 5 times bigger than their own plant. Tata Steel had many reputations in terms of productivity, cost of production, human relations. They are treated as one of the good companies and benchmarks in some of the things. But obviously, being in the developed country, safety, we are not at par with the European companies because of various things. The traditional, conventional safety heads could not deliver the requirements of the Tata Steel. Neither the management was happy nor the union was happy. At that time, I was asked by the managing director, can you take up this? I say, I'm very happy. In my perception, safety is different compared to others. That's how I landed in safety. In one of the Apex Council meeting where all the union people, all the management people, everybody was sitting, the MD, Mr. Muthuraman, was chairing. I shown the result of Tata Steel safety performance for the last 50 years. Especially the LTI's reduction is not real the safety performance. The fatalities, serious incidents. The fatalities remained almost same for the last 50 years, which is good for Indian standards. For Indian standards, Tata Steel was taken as one of the very good company in safety also. But if you compare to standards of the world, it is not good. So I told the MD one thing. If you do anything consistently same, that means you are expert in that. If you are doing consistently same in the serious and fatal incidents, it means we have not understood safety. We don't know really safe. That is a mind-blocking statement in the management and union meeting. Many management people were hurt, very, very greatly they were hurt. Union people are also hurt because every alternate day they give pep talks on safety. I also told MD, if anybody, I also don't know about safety. Let me tell you very frankly, I also don't know safety. I am also like you, business people. If anybody in the world who have given consultancy to industries and changed that industry into a good safety performing organization, if you get me in contact with them, I promise you, I will take the role of helping the whole organization in transforming. Then he said, Obi, a few months back, I was in World Steel. Some DuPont guy was making presentation on safety. And he said they have transformed blue scope steel of Australia. So all are impressed. So why did you get DuPont? He said, okay, sir, that's good enough for me. If he had certified the credential of DuPont and given permission for me to go to DuPont. After the meeting, I found out from various sources who is the Indian guy who is heading DuPont. So Ganesh name EQMS had given EQMS is a consultant.
Yes.
So I know him. That Chaturvedi was the managing director of that.
I remember.
He had given the contact of Ganesh and his location, telephone number. Then I rang up to him. I talked to Ganesh. I told him, can you come tomorrow?
I remember.
Yeah. And he came within 2 days. That started the conversation, getting into DuPont. So DuPont made me to understand to great extent what is really safety. Then I've been to Blue Scope Steel. I've been to Wilmington. I was the sustainability assessor for DuPont plants. Quite a number of times I went to the Wilmington headquarters of DuPont. Many people I interacted with.
Yes.
I have presented many things to the DuPont people.
Yes.
So that's how I have developed. We have helped Tata Steel. And DuPont also got help from me.
Sure.
That's how I landed into the safety function. And with the help of DuPont, we could do many things. DuPont shows the direction. They don't handhold. They will show the direction. The people have to move in the direction and work hard and get the results. They will not help by holding the hand in the implementation. That's a good thing. The leadership, the union who is very forward looking, that sort of consultant is good. Tata Steel actually has got the tradition. They believe, suppose if you don't know the things properly, if you start from the grassroots and reinventing the things, it will take years together to achieve the result. Instead, if you can hold of the people who are experts in this, get them, work with them very fast. That is the policy Tata Steel used to adopt. That is one of the success principles of Tata Steel. We have McKinsey's, we have Boozel, and we have many consultants with us. DuPont also, we paid to the extent of maybe some 75 crores in a period of, say, 8-9 years. None of the person in Tata Steel, either union or management, has questioned the expenditure made on DuPont, has questioned the returns what we got from the DuPont. We all felt we have got much more than what we are given to DuPont.
Yeah, for the benefit of the listeners, I just want to say a few things, pick from what Obi said, few things, and maybe then we can go back to Obi. For example, you have to be uncomfortable about current state. That's what he says. For change to happen, you have to be uncomfortable about current state. That's what Obi said. That's what Tata Steel, his own company, felt that time. They didn't feel it. He put statistics to them, say that you are doing the same, your number of people getting killed is the same, then the population of the company has come down, but the number of people getting killed remains the same. That is very different statement. People were only looking at the top line, how many people getting killed, not the bottom line. The company reduced the number of people, but still the fatalities remain the same. And that created the discomfort. So for a change, I think discomfort is the first thing. Second, seek help. And when you seek help, don't seek help from anybody. Go and get the help from best. Even if it is going to cost you more, probably the results will be better. I'm not advocating any consulting company or any consulting person, but always, if you see, Indian culture has always taught us go to your guru when you don't know something. So go to your guru and get it. Gurus don't handhold. Gurus show the direction. Some Indian epics, it's all that. It's a very good delivery of Indian culture related to safety. He also said in between, developed countries were doing better. India should do better than developed countries because we have thousands of years of heritage and we can learn from them. So thanks, Obi. That made your first phase of your career in safety. You were talking about it, and I want to re-emphasize that. You told the union and your people that I am like you. I am not a person who is coming with a danda and then expecting everybody to behave differently. I'm not that sort of a safety person. I'm like you. I'm a business person. That's what he said. And that made huge difference in the way he communicated. Right, Obi? So that is what is line management saying, I own safety and let's own together statement, which comes philosophically in many safety philosophy, especially DuPont philosophy, talks about line management involvement in safety. And Obi was a good example of a line management taking over safety. Thanks for stating everything in such a few minutes, a great experience. Go ahead.
So we have Tata Steel finally had become benchmark in not only in India, at the world level,
Global.
in the safety also.
Yes.
We have improved from 3 million to 4 million to 6 million to 10 million at Tata Steel, Jamshedpur. We have other plants, 6 million different in India. And we have in other countries. But our fatality rates or LTI rates have become very compatible with any of the developed countries. And learning from, say, a consultant, DuPont, you will be surprised. I know about DuPont much more than about the DuPont consultants, their own DuPont consultants. Because I met so many people, I've seen so many places, I read so much about DuPont. With the help of DuPont, we have converted mines, collieries into a good place. And with that knowledge, we took it to around 27, 28 of our associated companies. I was the principal consultant for them. And we have converted all those plants into plants in Singapore. I remember Ganesh, I want to give one example. Todd Puchler was one of the principal consultants.
Yes.
Very old guy of 75 years, very rich guy. He used to stay in Bray Island, only 500 people stay. He is one of the person. Finally, I went to his house also. In Bray Island, I visited his house. The Cooper was his wife. She's a writer. I stayed in American houses, nobody stay. Todd used to come to my house very often whenever we used to have lunch, dinners, enjoy everything. I also enjoyed there. One very good example, see, Pur was in a place where the traditional the ladies are very much. It is Adivasi community all around. Many Adivasi ladies used to come and work. They come with colorful saris and they used to work. Todd had seen them. Maybe did they meet with any accident because they are using the loose clothing? I said, yeah, Todd, it happened because of loose clothing. Many incidents happened. Then why don't you advise them to get away from the loose clothing? I said, Todd, these are all the customs of the Adivadis, and don't touch those things. It's not good. They will not accept to touch their customs. He is not convinced. The old man was not convinced. He went to many people in the organization. They also told the same thing. Finally, he said, Obi, you get the time fixed with MD. Okay, I take you to MD. We took to MD. He told MD the same thing. He also told the same thing. Then he came out. He said, Obi, all of you people sang the same song in chorus. No difference. You do one thing. You take me to the Adivasi ladies who are working there in the construction site. They said, Todd, what will you do? I want to talk to them. I can't understand your American accent. What language you will talk to them? Obi, it's my job. Please take me there. I took to those places. Then he said, you go, and I'll call you when my conversation is over. After half an hour, he gave a ring. Obi, come and take me. I took him to my room, offered a cup of tea. What happened, Todd? All you've told me wrong things, he said. They said they don't have any problem in wearing pant shirt. They only said because in the construction sites, there are no toilets provided. They use the saris to protect themselves, and there are no change rooms also. If you provide these things, no problem. So, Todd, I want to get confirmed. You send somebody. I send a supervisor, contractor supervisor, find out what happened. He repeated exactly what Todd told. Once the direction is shown, I said, Tata Steel will go very fast. Then within 6 months, whole of the ladies with loose clothing is with pant shirts.
Yeah.
With dressing room, with toilets.
Actually, we did a BBC video talk about this as part of BBC effort. We made a video of this where Mr. Nerurkar, myself, and the lady who was instrumental in it, they are all there. Incidentally, I was the translator between Coach Todd Putler and the ladies. With my poor Hindi, I could translate American English for the benefit of the ladies. He needed somebody to translate what he was saying, and I happened to be that person, privileged to be there that time. And we have done a video much later, and I can share that video with you guys.
Share with these people. I was also there. I was instrumental in getting everything done and all those things. A lady from Singapore had come,
Yes.
corporate.
Yeah. Su Lin was there.
This is on the behavioral part. I'll give you one example of the engineering part. See, Todd once said, Bobby, why don't you implement positive energy isolation? I asked Todd, what is that? He said, Bobby, very simple. When people work on the machines, all the energies should be made zero so that he will be victim of any of the energy while
Right.
working. And that energy becoming zero should happen positively. Not I made zero and Ganesh put on the power again, not like that. The energies should be made positively zero means you should put off, isolate, lock, and the key should be with the person. It really struck to my mind. Then immediately my team, I asked, find out last 50 years. I explained them what is the energy isolation and all those things. How many serious accidents happen because not having energy isolation? Right. You'll be surprised. 70 to 80% of the serious accidents happen because of not having or not understood or not implemented energy isolation. Right. What else clue you require for a person who is looking for a change to transform the whole company? I have access to MD, all these people, because all those people believe OB will do something because of my background. I can talk to union president on phone. I can go to his room. Normally people don't want to go to union president's room, but I can go very easily. I can go. I can call him in my room. He will come. So this I told MD, explained MD very clearly. Todd doesn't know much about energy isolation,
Yes.
but the concept he knows. That's
Yes.
only concept he knows. I told MD, 70 to 80% of serious incidents could be avoided if we implement positive energy isolation. I explained in his own terms. And I also told this was done in Blue Scope Steel. They took 3 years to do it. So if you agree, then we'll go about it. It's a very difficult thing to implement, to change the machines, to educate the people, to follow the discipline, to bring the equipment for energy isolation cost. He said, go ahead. But only one request, let's do better than Blue Scope Steel. When we put this proposal to the committee, the maintenance and electrical heads said, no, not possible. It's so much discipline required. We cannot do it, all those things. The person chairing the meeting, Mr. Sengupta is there, Deepankar Sengupta. I briefed him in advance. He kept on telling these people, electrical people are very funny. Convincing them is very difficult. Vikram, you're also electrical, I think. But once convinced,
Yeah.
they do with zero tolerance. Right. That's
Yeah.
the advantage.
Very good.
So I have electrical head, Mr. Chaudhary. Then I told Mr. Sengupta, the trump card I have put. This is the instruction from MD. Then he said, guys, you have only one option. We have to do it, and we have to do better than Blue Scope Steel. Now you think what is to be done.
Yeah.
We want to see somewhere where it is done. Okay? There's a plant, DuPont plant in Vadodara.
I remember.
Hmm?
We both were there. I took you to Savli, and then you wanted to focus only on isolation.
The guy who is heading there, I told him, ours to see energy isolation, because we don't want to get disturbed with many other things. Right. Always my focus is like that. Once I focus on certain thing, I don't want to get diverted, deviated.
Sure.
People have seen thoroughly every place. They have seen, enjoyed. Good,
Yes.
working well.
Yes.
Then I said, my job is over. When they came back to the plant, Jamshedpur, we had a meeting. They said, okay, the Savli plant, okay, but it's a small plant.
Yeah, I remember that.
So then I said, big is comprising of small only.
Many small, yeah. Yes.
See, we have the concept of big Q, small q, total quality and product quality. Small q is small department comprising, big Q is the whole organization. We have learned all these things from Dr. Kano and we have implemented.
Yeah.
No, OB, it's not like that. We want to see big plant. Which plant you want to see? So Todd said Blue Scope Steel. Believe me, the head of safety, he was my good friend. I met him in World Steel, in many places. I rang up to him. He said, okay. By the time we had some association, we have joint venture in India, Blue Scope. So he was Mike. I taken sanction for 5 teams, 6 people each. Within 4 months, I sent these teams one by one, 6.
To Australia, from
Australia. From Jamshedpur, Australia. Mostly line managers, some safety professionals. They said, oh, they have taken every. See, my friend there, he had given, because we are joint ventures, he had given all the procedures, he had explained everything, all the things they have seen, how they have converted the machines, how these people have asked whatever they want to ask. The electrical guy said, Mr. Chaudhary, OB, it's possible.
Sure.
So again, we had a meeting. So I suggested Dipankar Sen Gupta, let's have a positive isolation standards committee. And I suggest DM Chaudhary to head that committee with mechanical, electrical. And the way it is not only implementing positive energy isolation, the energy it brought into the people,
Yes.
of the leadership,
Yes.
union, workers,
Yes.
somehow they felt, yes, we are going to be saved under any circumstances. When you take up the initiative, you require booster doses, booster energies to keep the initiatives alive and take policy upward directions. Within 2 years, we have done it. Even now, I keep moving to many places in the organizations, many places in the world. I have seen many organizations in the world. I was with DuPont consultant for 3 years. I was MICA consultant, mechanical integrity and quality assurance. DuPont has got huge confidence on me. In fact, I am the one most qualified consultant.
Yes.
There is one more guy, doctor, but I was the only doctor.
I understand.
When I used to go to industries, people used to say, doc, these things. So wherever I used to go, I implemented energy isolation. I got it implemented energy isolation in Hyundai Steel, South Korea, many places. Quantum changes, people look for quantum changes if you want to see any initiative.
Sure.
Continuous improvement is not acceptable in the present day. Quantum improvements, then you have continuous improvement to stabilize it. But you require quantum improvements. That's how we have done in Tata Steel many things, and I enjoyed.
I would like to butt in. Many things you said are the technical aspects, but there are a few human aspects here. I want to touch upon the human aspects. The first human aspect is when everybody else say it is not possible, show them it is possible. Once you do that, change happens. That's what he has done. So how do you shake that belief system? First thing. Second thing is the place where it was learned first was not BHP Steel, was not the biggest DuPont plant. Probably in the smallest DuPont plant, amongst the smallest is Savli, less than or around 100 people. Very small electrical facility. I still remember because I was the host for that visit of OB. OB came from Jamshedpur to Mumbai and we went from Mumbai to Savli. And who was the person he was connecting with? The electric section operator, who is a contract labor, who can only talk Gujarati. He cannot even talk Hindi. He need a translator to translate his Gujarati to Hindi such that OB can communicate. Contractor labor. He's contractor labor. He still came down with the electric Nomax garment from third floor down. And while coming down, he was holding handrails. So these are all the things OB was observing, his behaviors. Right. Is he holding handrails? Is he having a proper PPE? ये मेरा एरिया है. मेरा बॉस को भी अंदर आने के लिए, इलेक्ट्रिकल एरिया में आने के लिए ये ड्रेस पहनना पड़ता है. उनको मैं नहीं छोड़ दूंगा क्योंकि ये मेरा टेरिटरी है. I still remember this dialogue coming from the lowest of lowest person there, and which he highlighted to his people, and then he learned how isolation is done, because the isolation concept has to penetrate to that level. That's why that small can happen big concept. Third thing is that he went around the world, sent teams around the world. Company was willing to invest on an effort which no person talking productivity will initially agree. Because for a 5 minutes electrical shutdown, typically average, you will take 45 minutes for isolation. Am I correct, Obi?
Yeah.
Or sometimes even more. People will say, "Arey, 5 minute ka kaam, maintenance kaam ke liye, do I put 45 minutes for isolation?" Nahi hoega. So instead of saying that, what did he start? 70 to 80% of major incidents happen from lack of isolation. He didn't talk about time. He talked about effort and pain. These are some of the human elements coming out of this experience. Fantastic, Obi. Thank you very much. Nice story.
Initially, we used to have time loss, but later, the shutdown times have come down. Officers who are the head of the shutdowns, they used to sleep peacefully in the house if the shutdown extends in the night. They don't have any problem because isolation is done, nothing will happen. In the construction sites, projects, people used to say, my project will be delayed. But at the end of the day, after a few months, all said, it is essential, nothing will be delayed. This cost of isolation has reduced actually our cost. It has our people. Otherwise, for vigilance, a lot of people used to keep.
True.
So I know we need to.
Ever wondered why safety in engineering feels like an afterthought? That was a fascinating deep dive into how safety leadership evolved at Tata Steel, and the crucial role consultants like DuPont played in reshaping safety culture. Dr. O.P. Krishna shared some powerful insights on implementing quantum changes in safety, rather than slow, incremental improvements. Real transformation happens when leadership takes bold steps, but our conversation doesn't stop there. In the next part of this discussion, we shift gears from operations and industry leadership to another critical aspect, academia. How can engineering education better integrate safety principles? Why is there a disconnect between safety theory and real-world practice? And what role do institutes like IIT Kharagpur play in bridging that gap? Join us in part 2, where Dr. Krishna shares his journey from an industry leader to an academic mentor, and how he envisions a future where safety is deeply embedded into engineering education. Don't miss it. See you in the next episode.